The Star Sports Brand Spotlight is now on Joy Skincare.
Welcome to Jiostar Sports Brand Spotlight in partnership with ET Brand Equity. The IPL is a cultural phenomenon, a festival of emotions, and for brands, the ultimate stage to make a statement. This season, Jiostar Brand Spotlight is back, giving select brands an exclusive moment to shine during the golden overs of the opening match. One brand that's seizing this opportunity with flair is Joy Personal Care. Known for its fun, relatable, and cute campaigns, Joy has mastered the art of blending beauty with everyday confidence. Their latest IPL campaign brings together emotion and a strong brand promise, ensuring it stands out in the high-stakes IPL ad game. Joining us today to break it all down, the strategy, the storytelling, and the impact is Poulomi Roy, CMO, Joy Personal Care from the house of RSH Global. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi Shilpa, thank you for calling me.
It's our absolute pleasure. So let's dive into what makes this campaign an absolute winner. Now my first question is, what was the core vision behind your Tata IPL 2025 campaign and how does it align with Joy Personal Care's broader brand strategy?
So it's been very clearly given to us by our management that what exactly will be our business focus. We intend to grow 2x in the next 3 years. So if I break down that business objective to the marketing function, which precisely means we need a lot more new consumers to try our products and of course retain our existing ones. If that be the case, then we are looking at a huge reach, and of course one of the KPI is to build awareness for the brand. We also need to understand that it's been approximately 10 plus years that Joy has started marketing, though it is an organization which still exists for 36 years. But it's been 10 years that we are in the process of marketing. So we are a young brand per se. And we still have a lot many people to know us or be popular with them. While keeping these objectives in mind, one of the properties that we could think of is IPL. The question is why? Standing today, if my memory serves me right, I think after Mahabharata, IPL is the only one which has such a collective viewing experience. Irrespective of the gender, we all agree that cricket or sports per se brings, everybody together. And we further went a little deep into where the brand stands today. We understand that it needs popularity, it needs that kind of awareness. And we split our objectives into two parts. So we are an FMCG company and our competency is into skincare products. And we are present omni-channel, which is general trade, modern trade, e-commerce. Now, if you look at it, our first primary consumers for that matter are our traders, dealers, distributors, which is predominantly the male segment. Having said that, when we looked at this percentage split that mostly everybody was talking about, that IPL has approximately 42% of female viewership. I asked the Star team that can we, get a little deeper into it. What does 42 in absolute numbers mean? It turns out to be around 326 million households, which is a big number for a growing brand which needs to reach out to its consumer. On top of it, another data says that last year, I don't know what is going to be this year, I'm sure it is going to be more, there has been an 18 minutes of stickiness. Now, when I say collective viewing, this is what I mean. There has been and it almost feels that the entire nation is watching something together. So there are two aspects to this now. The traders, dealers, distributors are predominantly male. For us, they're very important because they are the first consumers we try to build our credibility with. The relationships are made. They make sure that our product is well displayed and well advocated by them to the consumer. Now, the 42% female viewership also translates into a huge number, which is approximately 326 million households. And last year, there was 18 minutes of stickiness to IPL. that gives us an opportunity to reach out to a huge base of the core female audience as well. Now, and the third part is the instruction that has been given by our organization is we don't expect that while showing an ad in IPL, we suddenly will see consumers queuing up for a product. We're FMCG, we are regular use product. But what is going to happen? This is the time when we will make business happen. And that has really been the case. The awareness index for the brand in these 2.5, 3 months, which is a peak summer months, which is also a very important category for us face wash, we have seen the awareness grow multifold. And that's one of the reasons why we feel that our association is not unidimensionally looking at whether it is the women TG who is watching it. It is the breaking down of the business objective, purely where the brand stands right now, where it wants to go, which are its lead category, how will that lead category expand to bring in more consumers. Following that lead is why we have broken down our marketing roles, and therefore IPL comes into the picture.
Now, your charming campaign, which stars Sanya Malhotra and, of course, the indomitable Shah Rukh Khan, interestingly has been incepted in-house, and all your campaigns are incepted in-house. Tell us about this approach.
So this happened at least 4 to 5 years back, and since then it has been the case. It's not something that we don't work with agencies or anything. We do have agencies. When it comes to the creative part of it, we realize that sometimes it has to be the brand custodians who need to be very clear about what you want to communicate about your product. And that is something that has to come from a very clear brief that you need to develop. We do that internally. We, of course, then collab with writers. We do collab with producers. We do collab with directors. And they help in the process of executing the campaign. But prima facie, I think we took it up on ourselves and realized that if we don't know what we want to talk about our product, because nobody understands the brand or the product better than us. Of course, it is a team effort. We try and figure out the place. There is a consumer research team which gives us an insight about what is happening in the category, what are the clues of the category, how are consumers reacting to certain products in the market, where does our product fit in. All these informations are something only a brand person who is working day in and day out with the product can have a better understanding of. So therefore, this process has worked for us because, and the good part is when we have worked with a lot of creative people when they're executing it, this is something they've also come back to us that, we feel that you guys have clarity. We've got clarity, the reason being because we are into the entire process. We are just not selecting scripts and rejecting scripts. We are briefing, so the involvement of developing a communication that we think will work, or this is what we want to speak about the product to a consumer, is a process that we like to be involved in. And so far it's worked well, but of course, we work with a lot of other creative agencies as well.
It's very intrinsic to your brand's objectives, the fact that you create these campaigns and incept them primarily. Now, how does this year's campaign stand out from the previous ones?
So this year's campaign is a fun campaign. Last year, we played around with identifying a consumer behavioral pattern. This year, we're talking about the product and efficacy, of course, what it brings, what is the benefit of the product, the functional benefit that a consumer can derive out of it. But the spin is to keep, using the residual memory part. So if you go through the TVC, it is based on one of the iconic dialogue from SRK's movie, and it's a fun take. There's not too much into it, but the fact of the matter, it seamlessly blends the product efficacy in a manner that will certainly help our consumers to look back and say, oh, hey, this is something we've heard of. We're using the strategy of a residual memory of a iconic dialogue and building onto it with a little bit of fun and take on it.
And it stars Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah.
And everyone has a Shah Rukh Khan story, right? He absolutely sweeps everybody off their feet. I'm sure you have one to share with us too.
So SRK happened to us by choice as we started off our journey with IPL, and we also have been in a 4 years long journey with KKR. And Joy has always been breaking certain stereotypes, whether it's their communication, whether the choice of medium, for example, being a female brand, we often question why IPL. So then we said, let's talk of someone who breaks all kind of gender stereotypes. Someone who is not, just about targeting a TG. Someone whose brand just talks about credibility, authenticity, or that's the kind of space we were looking for. And we took this idea to Mr. Khan, asking that whether this is something he would possibly want to do. Graciously agreed to it, and he has been endorsing our face wash category. Everybody that I have come across till date have this one line to say that when you meet Mr. Khan, there is one thing you will come back with, is feeling special. He makes everybody feel special. Like always, it's the same for all of us, but there's one fun story, which is actually not a fun story, but a very big learning for me. This year when we were shooting, and I think Mr. Khan was on the floor while I was not around. I had gone outside for some work, and I came in. While I came in, I just walked up. I'll give you a little bit of preface before that. I have a tendency of forgetting names. In the sense, I'll speak to you for 10 minutes and constantly try to think that, okay, what was the name of the person? And it is not something I do it on purpose. Yeah. It's a genuine issue with me. Okay. So coming back to that day's story, I walk up and Mr. Khan just finished a shot. He just walks in and says, "Hi, Poulomi, how are you?" And I didn't see him flinch to even remember my name. Of course, I'm sure he does the same with everybody, but my first thing was like, can I slap myself? How is it even remotely possible that he's got such great muscle memory? I mean, I'm sure he meets more number of people than any of us. Nothing would have changed if he wouldn't have, recognized any of us there, done his job and gone. But sometimes you understand that being a professional, these are the things that actually make you a professional for the longest time. It was my biggest learning. And I came back and I told everybody, you know what? I have to improve this. How do I do it? What are the things that I need to do? What exercises do I need to do? Please tell me. Because he clearly seems to be remembering everybody, everything in details. And that is something, it's not, I would say it's more to how it's practice. I'm sure it happens to all of us. We don't pay so much attention. Look at this person being so senior in the industry, he still does it.
He has a unique ability to make you feel seen and heard. And it's such a heartwarming story. And thank you for sharing it with all of us. Now it's our story. And that's what really makes this unique, that you get to go behind the campaign, you get to know the people behind it. And I think that strikes a stronger chord. Now with Joy Personal Care featured in Jiostar Brand Spotlight, you are getting prime visibility during peak viewership. How do you see this exclusive window influencing both consumer perception and your relationships with trade partners and buyers?
As you rightly said that, trade partners and buyers, there's an immediate effect there. There's an immediate effect that we get to hear. And it just happened after the first match itself, and last year also it did happen. I keep getting, direct calls from various aspects and business partners talking about picking up the phone on me and asking that I've seen your spot and you're doing this. Will you be interested in doing something else? Which is one part of the story. The other ground level reality then, when I speak to my sales counterparts and ask them that, hey, what do you think is happening in the market? They would come back and say, there's this language that says, हाँ आपका ad देखा है. That's a big thing for us. When there is a direct finger, हाँ देखा है, उस दिन आया तो था, उस match में आया था. And then see, we also do a lot of consumer connect program apart from TV as well. Now, when you do a 360-degree activity around this, particularly TV, which gives opportunity for us to reach out to the millions of people, I can say from a consumer perspective is we have seen the incremental business revenue. So the way our organization looks at it is, we every day, our sales team is in an endeavor to strengthen their distribution system. This helps them do that. The products are something we will never compromise our quality on. So the product team and development team keeps at that. The third part, which is the marketing function. If these are constant, the change that we have done in the last 3-4 years is to associate with a high voltage property like this. Of course, we were also to see how it gives us result, but believe me, we have seen multifold increase in our revenue. So therefore, we understand that it has brought in more consumers into our folds. That's the reason. While there is an increment in the distribution, which means we are making our products available to more number of people, and the fact that we can see a volume increase year on year, a substantial increase in our revenue, which means that existing people, while they're buying it, there are newer people who are accepting us, and that shift has happened after we associated after the first 2 years itself, we saw the huge shift.
Okay, that's fantastic. It's fantastic to know it's been such a positive collaboration and it's translating so well for you. And on that note, we do have to wrap up this conversation. Thank you so much for joining us today. Your knowledge coupled with the data has provided for a very rich and insightful discussion. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Shilpa.
Thanks a lot. And in a landscape where attention is the ultimate currency, Joy Personal Care is maximizing impact with a high visibility, high engagement campaign during Tata IPL 2025. With Jiostar Brand Spotlight, the brand isn't just capturing eyeballs, it's driving brand recall, consumer affinity, and trade confidence. By keeping creative execution in-house, Joy ensures agility, authenticity, and a sharper brand voice in a space where differentiation is key. As the IPL fever grips the nation, Joy Personal Care's strategic play is set to boost awareness, amplify reach, and solidify its presence in a very rewarding ad space. Stay with us on Brand Spotlight for more insights into brands making most of cricket's biggest stage.
That was the Star Sports Brand Spotlight on Joy Skincare.